All right. So where we sit today, Kansas is 10-2 in the conference. On our friends at Bet Rivers, they are minus 455, massive favorites to win the Big 12. Texas Tech and Baylor are both 9-4. Texas Tech is plus 450 to win the conference. Baylor is plus 750. And then if you want to go all the way down and get crazy here, Texas is 8-5 at 28-1 odds. Can any team catch Kansas? Because I think we're too late in the season at this point for that to be much of a realistic chance. Kansas still has to go at Baylor, and they have one game at home to Texas. I think they'd have to lose both of those to open the door for a team like Texas Tech. Never say never, but that seems tough. T.O., what do you think?
No, Kansas is going to win this league. I don't know. What did you say the odds were for Kansas?
Minus 455.
Minus 455. So you I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you won't make
$45.50 to win $10. That's what you'd have to bet.
Okay, so that doesn't make any sense to me from a monetary perspective. And I know that we're sponsored by Bet Rivers, but look, they go to West Virginia. You can go ahead and count that one. Kansas State's been surprising, but they're going to win that one at home. They have Baylor away. That could be a loss. Very well could be, because Baylor's starting to get healthy. TCU and then TCU. I like Kansas against TCU. I don't care if they're playing home way or on Mars. Kansas is going to win that game. And then Texas at home in the last game on senior night. And what's my man's name that comes off the bench, the post player that's been there since 1982? What's his name? Help me out. He's been there forever.
That's a tough description.
Well, no, the white guy comes off the bench, the center. I got you. His name is Mitch Lightfoot.
I was thinking Texas. Lightfoot. I'm looking like white guy off the bench. Who's that?
White guy off the bench, a super duper senior. He's going to be there for his 8th year. His wife and kids are going to be there for his senior day. Like, they are not going to lose that game to Texas. You might as well go ahead and book it, boys. Kansas is going to finish out, win the Big 12. Now, the Big 12 tournament could be different, because on a one-off, I feel like there's 3 or 4 teams that could beat them on a one-off.
So let's flip this, because I think the three of us are probably in agreement there, not to cut you off, Ashton, but I think the more interesting question here is, of those 3 teams, Kansas, Texas Tech, Baylor, who do you trust more in March? And I think I could see all 3 of them getting to a Final Four. I don't know that I feel good about any of those 3 winning 6. And the only thing that would make me feel okay about them, honestly, is your point, T.O. Every team has holes. But I think these teams each have individually some pretty glaring holes. Ashton, who would you back if you had to pick one for March success?
If I had to pick one, it's probably be Kansas. You talk about Obaji still playing well, Christian Braun, but I just think Bill Self. I think that's what it comes down to, just winning pedigree. I'm so into that, and how coaching and culture just matters heading into the NCAA tournament. So they have everything they need. David McCormick, but Christian Braun is the guy for me that gives them energy.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt, but David McCormick, is he what they need at center? There's been a lot of questions around that man.
He's definitely been up and down, but I think they have enough, even with him playing so without him. With him playing so, I still think they have enough. Even Remy Martin, I think at the point guard position, he obviously isn't scoring as much as he was at Arizona State, but he's still a proven leader, veteran that can do it all.
I think what you learn too about Remy Martin is you can't take guys somewhere else and try to change who they are. Like, he is what he is. He's 23, 24 years old, whatever he is. I think that doesn't help. I'm going to go Texas Tech and my people from Lubbock. Don't let these big city folk tell you what you can't do. I think Texas Tech has a legit shot. And I tell you, besides the Bill Self thing, obviously Kansas is Kansas, guys. Kansas is Kansas. Baylor is Baylor, defending national champions. They are still trying to figure out who they are. Texas Tech knows exactly who they are going into postseason play. That's one of the big things for me. They have an identity. Offensively, they have an identity. They're going to share the basketball. And with an added Terrence Shannon, he's just icing on the cake. That the cake was already pretty tasty, but now he's icing on that cake if he can get to playing like he did last season.
Well, I'm going to make it a 3-for-3 special here. I'm going to take Baylor. I think that the more glaring holes here are with Kansas and Texas Tech of these 3. I think I don't trust the point guard situation. I don't trust the center spot for Kansas. If they do win in March, it's going to be in spite of those holes to me. Texas Tech, I love them. Don't get me wrong. I will probably pick this team to a Sweet 16 or more. but they've only got one guy who makes above 33% from three on this roster. And I do not like backing teams that don't have multiple shooters in the NCAA tournament. Baylor, to me, the only question is their health. And look, they lost Tchamwa Tchatchoua to a devastating injury at this point. I don't know what they're going to look like without him. But if they have everybody else, I love what they have both offensively and defensively. So I'll put my cards behind the Baylor Bears. And I think with that, it's probably time to let our friends at Sirius have a little bit of a break. Coming up, though, we are going to tell you why my Michigan Wolverines are officially back. And not only are they back, T.O., don't make that face. They're not looking for just a tournament appearance, my friend. They might be looking for maybe a second weekend appearance. That's coming up next
lost your mind.
On the Field of 68 After Dark.